I think in today's society, we are programmed to believe that if we want to love ourselves, we should be taking lavender scented bubble baths, and we should be using face masks and reading a book and doing all those threes at the same time. And while there's technically nothing wrong with that, I think this will not improve you overall. This is very much self-care, and if you want to call it self-care, go right ahead. I have no issue with you there. But I don't believe in taking a lavender scented bath will inevitably make you a better person. So today I wanted to make a video talking about some things I think you can do that will actually help on your self-love journey and how to become a better person overall. I think the key point here is you have to actively want to do this. Because if you think this is like one of those that girl trends or hot girl summer, I am sorry, this is not it. And I know the that girl trend is definitely a lifestyle overall. It doesn't have to be, but definitely it should be more lifestyle focused, because I think you can definitely take elements from that girl, like waking up early, working out, eating healthy, reading, whatever it is from the that girl thing. I think you can definitely take things from that, and it will definitely help on your self-love journey, because when we are taking good care of ourselves, we are getting better as a human being overall. And also when we are feeling good about ourselves, we take that energy and put it on other people so you can be a better person with other people. But I don't believe self-love and self-improvement is all about these trends. I definitely think trends can definitely help you get started on your self-love journey, but at the end of the day, it is not a trend. It's a life thing you should be working on through your entire life. And I think it's extremely important that instead of forcing yourself to wake up at 5 a.m, you should maybe focus on, you know, some issues you're not that proud of. Maybe you have anger issues, maybe you cry a lot, maybe you're not the nicest person to your friends. Doesn't matter what it is, I'm not calling you out, I'm just making some points of things that maybe not be your best features. I'm not saying that makes you a bad person, I'm just saying everybody has something they can work on. And also, while I'm saying that you should actively be working on this and you actually want to do this, it is okay to fail. It does not matter what you are trying to accomplish. It can be something small, it can be something big. It is very, 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 very normal to fail. And I've definitely noticed when you first start a journey, it's very common for people to have mini failures, and we should really not take that as a step back, and we should really take that failure and put it into something good instead and work from that. I definitely think becoming the main character is a really interesting thing that you could potentially try and do. Like, you wouldn't read a boring book, you wouldn't watch a boring movie. I mean, I don't know what kind of person you are, but I definitely try to think about life more as a movie. I definitely think making your life more exciting will actually help you on your self-development journey and taking risks and making life fun. That's really it. And to be honest, life is short anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You should always be living your life to the fullest. And no, I don't care about how old you are. You can do 99.9999% of the things you want to do. Does not matter. Does not matter your age. You can still do something cool and great with your life. I would say the only restrictions is like you can't fit in like a kid's roller coaster, but you know, I mean, depends on your size, but you know. And I know this kind of goes against what I just said, but life is pretty damn boring, and you being more confident in yourself will actually really, really help when life is just really mundane and boring, when all you're doing is all these self-development things, like you're waking up early or you have a sleeping schedule and you work, you get a lot of shit done, and that can feel boring. But if you're confident in yourself, it's just gonna be fun. Like, you really need those boring times in your life to have those really fun times in your life. And I really think having those daily rituals will really help on your self-improvement, because when you have these daily rituals in your schedule, like, you know, you wake up at this time, you know, you have breakfast, you know, you're gonna go on a little morning walk, you maybe meditate, maybe you start your day with gaming. It does not really matter what you do. It's taking that first part of the day and making it for you, and then you can go into work and then you can do whatever. It doesn't really matter. I still think you should be working on something while you are doing these habits that's gonna help you improve your life. And I also think it's really important to think that life will really challenge you sometimes with your daily routines. I think you should stick to your routines as much as possible, especially with your morning and evening routines, but being able to step out of those routines and do something fun, do something challenging for yourself is really great. Like, maybe you got a new partner and your sleeping schedule is a bit messed up, making sure you still have that delicious, healthy breakfast even though you woke up at 11 a.m. instead of your usual 6 a.m. Like, that is so wonderful, and you should try and stick to those routines that really help structure your day, but also being able to go a bit outside of them and still being like, I'm still okay, I'm still worthy, even though I kind of messed up on my routines. Routines are great and all, but it's also really great to go outside of those routines, because sometimes life just happens. Maybe you're on vacation. You don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. You're on vacation for a reason. You can wake up later, but maybe you still work out. A little less, but you still manage to work out if you work out. Building habits. Oh my god, I think building habits is one of the most crucial things you can do in your entire life. If you don't know me, I am obsessed with the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I talk about it all the time. I think you can learn a lot of things from the book. I don't think you really should take him that serious and take those, like, follow them step by step. Maybe some people will benefit from it. I did not, certainly. I did not benefit from a lot of his tips, but I still think it was a great read, and I think everybody can benefit from it. But you will naturally be more confident in yourself when you have these daily habits. As I talked about having a morning routine, you will naturally become more confident in yourself when you have these habits that just help structure your fucking life, man. And that just makes you feel good. And you know, that can be anything. That could be the morning routine I talked about. That can be exercising. That can be having a skincare routine, having a morning coffee that you really perfected. It really doesn't matter. It's just, you will naturally become confident when you have these really good habits in place that makes you feel good. I also do believe that when we are actively working on a goal in life, anything really you actively work towards, this will make you confident, especially when you start seeing the results of your work that you put in. It's just gonna naturally make you more confident and love yourself more, because you know you put that effort into something and you're really proud of yourself for it. And for example, I think the gym is a wonderful example of this, because when I first started working out, I was very focused on, I want to be skinny, I want to only do exercises that will make my stomach flatter and give me a bigger butt, which, by the way, doing overall body movements with muscle building exercises will do that. You know, you don't need to train abs like 7 times a week and only do hip thrust or squats, I promise. And it pretty much made all of these things work for me, which, you know, exercise is still work for me, doing YouTube is still work for me, everything is still some form of work, but I've taken this work and made it into something fun, and I've made it a lot easier for myself because I took that time in that, I hate this, I don't want to do this work. It's like, I feel like the spiral is very like, you first have that huge burst of motivation, and then it falls, and you can stay here in this little thingy, or you can get that spike, but you know, since it's life, it's not going to be a constant up, it's going to be like very waves. But it should still be pretty even, like maybe you have a little downfall, but you get back up, and maybe it goes a little higher today, and then it dips maybe a little lower the next day. You get the point. Like, it just feels good, even though it still is work. And also, getting into that flow state mindset is the best thing for your brain, because that is when you lose track of time. That is not maybe the most best idea when you're at the gym, but like, you kind of just get into like the routine of doing the exercises. Like, you definitely shouldn't get too routine, because you should still focus on getting stronger and stuff like that. But especially with work and YouTube, for me, like, it's really great when I'm just editing, or I'm filming, and I don't really think about time. And obviously, with loving yourself, having some form of respect for yourself is really, really great. And it's when like you can learn from your mistakes and you don't tear yourself down for making minor mistakes or even big mistakes. Like, you could be the worst human being and still respect yourself. That is so wonderful. And I also think when you are respecting yourself, you're not hanging out with bad people, you're not doing bad things, like you have enough self-respect on yourself to know like those things are not good. They won't make me a bad person. I don't think anybody is a good or bad person. I think we're all very neutral human beings. So I don't believe in bad or good. Like, people just do bad stuff and good stuff. That's really it. Also, when it comes to comparison, it is so stupid 99.99999% of the time. I think there's like the 1.111.1% where it's like, okay, I kind of understand you there. Like, I don't even want to mention it, but when it comes to comparing yourself, you should never compare yourself based on these things. Like, you should never compare yourself on someone based on their appearance, the clothes they wear, their job, their wealth, or their relationship/friends. Like, it does not matter, because at the end of the day, you are seeing this from an outside perspective. So you could be completely wrong about their situation. Like, maybe you're looking at this girl who has the perfect boyfriend and you're very jealous of it, but on the inside they are fighting, or she's in an abusive relationship, like something terrible. Like, you never know. And two, everybody is at a different stage in life. Like, different people got success at different times in their life. Like Billie Eilish, she got fame so quick at such a young age. Like, some huge singers first got their fame way later in their life, and that's fine too. I mean, you never really hear about really young billionaires. I mean, there definitely is, but like, if you look up the CEOs of companies, they're like in their 50s and 60s. Like, there's a reason for that. And I know this video is technically about self-love, but comparing yourself will not make you feel good about yourself. And I also know that, again, it's about self-love, and I definitely believe that if you will feel better about yourself, if you wear your hair a different way, you wear the clothes you want to wear, you do your makeup the way you want to, you will feel better about yourself, and it will give you confidence, which can help on your self-love journey. And this leads me on to my next point. Other people's opinion on you is so fucking bullshit. Is it difficult to unlearn taking everybody's opinions to you? 100%. It is so challenging, because when somebody say, oh, you have an ugly nose, or you have acne, or I don't like how loud you are, like, especially if you're someone through your childhood that heard all those things, it's very natural to take those things personally, but trying to unlearn them is so important. And I know that's really difficult, and I don't think you have to fully unlearn it, but definitely understanding that what these people are saying has nothing to do with you, and you are still a great person. Are there definitely times where you should actually listen to people's opinions and they are actually right? Yes, if they are the right people, they will have the right opinions about you. Like, if you did something really bad and they come up to you and say, hey, that's not good, you shouldn't do that, of course that's different, but I'm talking about these very surface level things about you that doesn't really matter about you as a person. Like, it makes you, but it doesn't matter what other people think. Like, for example, I'm really loud when I'm really happy. I'm very loud, I'm very in your face.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter. That's just how it is. And I hate saying this one, but love yourself so others can love you too. I kind of hate this. I have a love-hate relationship with loving yourself first before anybody else can love you, because I think you can be the most insecure person as fuck and be in a healthy relationship. It's how you handle it, and that when you are in this relationship or friendships, that you are not projecting your insecurities onto them, and you're not comparing yourself to them, and you are focusing on yourself and you're improving on yourself. It's kind of the same like if you have been in really shitty relationships and you want to try and date again, but you don't feel like you can date before you've resolved some issues. Sometimes those issues can first be resolved when you are in a relationship. That could go the same with friendships. If you've never had good friends and you're too scared to make new friends, you kind of have to make new friends. And when those patterns happen again, you kind of have to unlearn them there and there. And I do think it's pretty true that you have to love yourself before others can love you back. And I do really believe that you definitely attract how you are as a person. Not always. I mean, I don't know. You kind of do attract it. It's like all about manifesting. Like, you attract what you think, like whatever. You do kind of. Somehow you can definitely avoid it, be antisocial, but you definitely attract how you are as a person. I don't know. I just don't think you need to be this really super confident person and be this perfect little thing to be able to have friends and be in a relationship. Like, I think there's something beautiful about being imperfect. Like, nobody's perfect at the end of the day, and even trying to be perfect is just a waste of your time. So to summarize what I just said, you can be in a relationship and be hella insecure. You can have friends and be hella insecure. It's the fact that you are actively trying to work on yourself, or at least not projecting those insecurities onto your friends or partners or whatever. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more of me, maybe you want to check out this other video I made about how you should get a Kindle. Maybe, who never knows. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!